What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. If it's your first time stopping in, go down below and hit the subscribe button, and if you enjoyed today's video, give it a thumbs up. I would really appreciate it. Like you saw by the title and the thumbnail, we're gonna be working on the sandblasting cabinet today. It's a Harbor Freight one. I got it off the marketplace for only 10 bucks. He threw in some media and also this rigid shop back, so that'll be awesome to have. Well, now I have 3, but it'll be nice to use this one just for the sandblasting cabinet. But if you saw a couple of videos ago, I put this oven in the garage, not because I like making pizza, but I ran the wiring 6-3 over to the box, and then I also got the wiring ran, which I did in a separate video for the air compressor that I already did. But anyways, we got the oven here. Everything works as it should. The top burners I took off because we don't need them. Currently 1:54 in the morning. But we're making things happen. And before we go over all the modifications I'll be doing to the sandblasting cabinet today, let me know in the comments down below what you guys think I'm doing with an oven, an octane, and a sandblasting cabinet. I think it's pretty obvious, but let me know in the comments down below. And then also I wanted to mention that everything I'm doing today, it's already been done before. There's tons of videos on YouTube about it and online. So if you want to find anything out more in detail than what I go into, just Google it. It's all over YouTube. But with that being said, let's go ahead and go over what we're doing. So here's pretty much everything I'll be installing today. It looks like a lot, but it's going to make it more functional and more user-friendly. The first thing I'll be doing is a dust collector, because one of the main problems I heard, which the ABS is for that along with a bucket, the main problems I heard was if you don't do this, it'll clog up your vacuum air filter. So essentially, all the dust will collect in this bucket instead of collecting in your filter and your vacuum. So that's one of the main things. And then also doing a metering valve. So that way, instead of having a draw straw inside the cabinet, you'll be gravity fed, which is better. And I'll also be upgrading the hose for that, putting a regulator on it, so that way you can regulate pressure into the gun from right here instead of having to go to the air compressor, even though it's not that far. And then also I'll be taking this box off with this crappy switch that barely works. And I'll be upgrading it to a 2-gang box with a GFCI, so I can plug in the vacuum right there. And then also a switch for the light, which I got a new LED 24-inch light right here. And I got a 9-foot cord that'll get plugged in the box, so you can plug in your sandblasting cabinet, which will power everything up. I don't know why this extension cord's here, but everything else is pretty much just goes along with like, you know, pipe thread sealant, paint to paint the box so that way it matches the same color as the cabinet, and then screws and clamps to hold the ABS pipe in the back. But those are the 3 main problems I kept seeing online about this cabinet. Was you need a dust collector to keep your shop vac filter from clogging up, a metering valve to keep the straw in there from surging, and a light because the light in there is in the corner and it sucks. There are some other upgrades you can do too. I've seen some people do like a foot pedal and a upgraded gun from Eastwood, but at the end of the day, it is just a Harbor Freight cabinet, so I'm not gonna go crazy with it. But that's what I'm doing, and let's get started. Quick little update on what I've got done so far. I got a lot of the old parts off, like the old light, the switch for it, the brackets, the hookup for the airline, and then I got the new metering valve put together, as you can see right there with the valve. I ended up going out and getting a vise from Home Depot because I had to make a bracket, which is sitting right there because I just painted it the same color as a cabinet, for the regulator because it didn't come with one, unfortunately, the one I got from Home Depot. And then I got the new electrical box right here. It's plugged into the outlet right there. You can see. But if I hit the button here, that light should come on, which is tripping. There it goes. Alright, so green light there, which means we're good. Flip the switch on here, it should light up. There we go. So we got light inside here. Way brighter than that stupid cheap light they put in here before. I mean, this thing sucks. But 900 lumens, 4K, so super bright. Looks a lot better, like I said. I also taped off the door right here. Flipped this little shelf over so that way it's now like a shelf with a little edge on it. But that's what I've got done so far, so now I'm going to work on the regulator along with the hoses for the gun. So I spent a little bit of time cleaning up all the metal and plastic shavings, got all the tools cleaned off, put back in the toolbox. I was using Tubbo towels to clean off everything if you're wondering. Here's a pile of all the old parts. Got the old switch right here, the old light, pickup tube, some miscellaneous hardware. Here's the box done. I'm gonna end up doing some more stuff down the line, like replacing glass and a couple other things I'll show you here in a second. First thing I did was replace the old box with a double gang box. We have a GFCI right here for a vacuum. We got the switch right here for the light, which I'll show you here in a second. For the power, we have a 9-foot 14 gauge wire. I trimmed off about 8 inches of that to go through the box into the light, which I'll show you here. If I flip on the switch, you'll see we got light. Even with the crappy glass, you can see, and they're perfectly fine. So there's that wire right there that I was talking about. I used the old plug from the old light to plug up the hole. Got some of that 14 gauge wire coming through to feed the light. This light is 900 lumens like I mentioned earlier, so plenty of light to light up the box. Even with the crappy glass, like I showed you, you can see they're perfectly fine. So next up in here, I had to trim up some of the grates so that way the new hose could fit through. I might end up putting a T-barb on this line, that way I can put an air hose to blow the parts off before I take them out. Like everybody, I taped off the door so that way media won't sit in there or then fall out when you open it. I use sealant all the way around all the cracks and crevices, so that way media won't fall through there as well, because right now all there is a stupid foam holding it in, which when I was moving it around, media was already falling out, so I sealed it off to prevent that. And coming down, you can see our metering valve right here with our flow control valve. Nice and clean. Hose goes up through the shelf and a grommet into the box. We have our airflow right here with a regulator so we control the air pressure. Nice and clean. And then coming to the backside here with the final modification, which is a dust collector. I drilled a 2 3/8 hole through the plug they had on the backside, used some 2-inch ABS, built myself a little bracket, and then it goes into the bucket right here, which I can pop off. And it's got a 2-inch 90 rubber on the top so that I can hook up my vacuum right into it, or an octane nose, whichever goes first. But I think that will work out really good. But those are all the mods I made to the cabinet. I still want to replace the glass and also add a line in there so I can blow off all the parts before I take them out to make less of a mess. I think it's going to be more efficient and work a lot better than it did before. I still can't believe I got this thing for only 10 bucks on the marketplace. What a steal. But I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you did, give it a thumbs up. If you're new here, go down below, hit the subscribe button. I just dropped off the only 2 parts that I won't be able to park up myself at Powder Coat today, so I'm super excited about that. Let me know in the comments down below what color you guys think I went with, because I guarantee none of you guys are going to guess it, but maybe one of you will. But with that being said, we'll see you in the next video. With an oven, there's octane.